Hey, what's up, guys? It's Terry at Habit Development. How you guys doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself. Alright, so guys, look. I am, sorry. I wanna give you guys a reason why I have been away from YouTube for a while. I think it was 6 days. Yeah, I was away from YouTube for about 6 days, but there's a reason to that. All right, and the reason is I have been really developing myself for the better. All right, because that's what this entire channel is about. The theme of this channel was to develop ourselves for success and later gratification, or even short-term gratification, depending on how you want it. All right, but while I was going, guys, I have a pretty good reason for why I was going. All right, I was developing myself. I was reading a lot more. All right, while I was gone, I was really working on myself, developing better habits, better speaking habits. All right. I was really focusing. I just started school last week again because I was on winter break for 2 weeks. So I just started last Monday, and yeah, guys, I really had to focus for school. All right. So I just got these two books in, right? Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad. Rich Dad Poor Dad. I haven't started it yet, but I intend to start it very shortly. Maybe in about another 2 weeks. Maybe not. Maybe another week. Because I've been reading Think and Grow Rich. Alright. And if you guys haven't read this book yet, this book is a very great asset to your vocabulary, your imagination, and your knowledge. And I'll really recommend this book, guys. Very powerful, and it impacted me in a very positive way. Alright. When I read this book, I was so excited because I understood what this book was about. Many people have recommended this book to me, and I've heard many recommendations of this book. And pretty much everyone who told me to read this book was telling me how this book would be a great asset to my life and would be pretty much an inspiration to all success that I desire and want to achieve in my future. And guys, if you want to achieve great amounts of success, I want you guys to understand that reading is very important. Alright? And I don't mean reading off of your phone, because it's not the same. When you read off your phone, or if you listen to an audible book, it's not the same. You're not getting that knowledge for yourself. Someone else is feeding you that knowledge. Alright? If you're getting that knowledge off of your phone and you're reading it from your cellular device, then you're reading words off of a screen. It's not as powerful because you're still losing vision. Alright, your vision is becoming worse the more that you read. But if you read a book that is from a paperback or a hardcover book, then that book is doing nothing to your eyes. It's actually improving your eyesight. Alright? And it improves your brain. Like I was saying, your vocab, your knowledge, your imagination, and honestly, your habits. Guys, listen, Think and Grow Rich has changed my life so much that it's like I'm on page 100 right now, and as soon as I started reading, I was hooked immediately. I was so hooked to the book. The book is very powerful because this book honestly gives you certain triggers inside of your head, inside of your mind, that you would have never thought that you had. You desire more when you read this book. This book will honestly allow you to, I would say, increase your level of imagination. You imagine more than you would have ever. And honestly, guys, imagination is the thing that, is the first step to success. But actually in this book, it is considered the 5th step to success. Alright, but imagination is honestly a big step to success. And I will say the first step, because if you don't imagine it, then how can you get it? You won't receive it if you can't imagine yourself doing it yet. Imagine first. And once you start developing your imagination to actually see yourself doing something that you desire and want and crave in your life, then you have to transmute it over to your actual physical equivalent. So once you start seeing that object or that physical, that imaginable equivalent in your imagination, then you can eventually develop yourself to attain the physical equivalent, if that makes sense. You pretty much have to see it in your dreams, in your imagination, before you see it in real life. Alright, so if you guys want to become successful, which I'm sure most of you do, and if you don't, develop some sort of drive, some sort of desire to want more in your life. Because honestly, guys, hold on, I wrote notes down, and here they go. This is actually notes. These are actually notes from the book Think and Grow Rich. And one thing that I wrote: if you don't believe in yourself, which there are certain times where I feel down and feel low, I wrote this: there are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. There are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. You guys have to remember that, alright? Now, if you ever feel down and you don't believe in yourself that you can achieve great heights, understand that there are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. Because nothing limits you except your own mind. Honestly, guys, your mind is against you. Because a lot of the times we are so fixed in this society that certain things, only thing that our mind wants to do is protect us. Our brain wants to protect us. That's what it's here for. So it doesn't matter how it has to protect you. It wants to protect your feelings, and it wants to protect you physically. So your brain doesn't care how it has to protect you. It'll protect you. But sometimes it can hurt you, because the protection that it provides may not be the type of protection that you want. So it can kind of, trick you. But there are ways to maneuver around that. You can actually use your brain to get on your side. I know it may sound off, but you can use your brain to get on your side. You can achieve anything at great heights. Limitations, there are no limitations to you. If you guys don't know, we have a subconscious mind, a conscious mind. I've talked about this in the past video. Alright? And our subconscious mind is like our habits, our daily activities, our daily indulgences. So if your indulgences are negative, then your brain might go against you. But if your indulgences are positive, your subconscious habits are positive, then your brain will be with you. But there are certain ways to maneuver around that. You can overcome your brain. You can have it on your side. There comes in that imagination part. That's why I would really suggest to read this book, Think and Grow Rich. Because this book, Think and Grow Rich, is honestly just, man, this book is really powerful. And it talks about auto-suggestion, which your subconscious mind will automatically suggest certain indulgence to you, certain activities. And you may really feel the desire to do this activity. Even if it's negative, if it's positive. Based off of your activities that you act upon daily, your auto-suggestion will kick in. And that goes with pretty much anything. That principle is with you either if it's negative or positive. So you can use that principle positively. You can use it to actually achieve great amounts of success. You can use that principle of auto-suggestion to succeed in certain areas of even schooling. You can develop habits 10 times quicker with the auto-suggestion principle. You can attract certain things in your life with the auto-suggestion principle. Because basically what auto-suggestion is, the more repeated, it's pretty much just repeated activities. Repeatedly over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Until your brain remembers it entirely. And it becomes a daily regimen. So that means that if you guys don't know how the brain works by when you repeat something over and over, it'll automatically just download it, and that goes with words as well. So that's why a lot of the worst words in our vocabulary are developed from just us repeatedly saying it over and over and over. So if you just don't even know what a word means that's very positive and actually very big, a very big word, but you don't necessarily know what it means, just repeat it over and over and over if you want your vocabulary to become better. Just repeat it over and over. Alright, so look, this is I have a goal for my life. I'll probably read it in a later video. I'm not gonna read it now, but this is something right here that I say day and night. And they tell you to do this in the book, Think and Grow Rich. It's something that you can say is an affirmation, but it's not an affirmation because we're using it as auto-suggestion for success. An affirmation is I am. And more deals with emotions. Alright, so if you're going to use the principle of auto-suggestion to actually just import these certain things in your life that you want, say if you wanted $1 million by this certain point in time. Say if you wanted $1 million by, say if you were about 19 years old, you want $1 million by 21. Alright, but you don't necessarily know how. Write that down. Alright, write that down. Say I will have $1 million by this point in time when I am 21 years old. Give a specific date. When I am 21 years old on January 1st. Say the 1st of January, I will have $1 million in my possession. Say I will possess this amount of money by, and then give how you will get that money. And if you can't necessarily think of an exact way, say something that will just make it, seem obtainable to you. Even if it doesn't necessarily make sense, but you'll still get that drive to get it. You'll get it. And it may not just fall in your lap, but you'll get the determination and the desire, the burning desire within you to achieve that amount. Say, by this time, by 20 years old, January 1st, the 1st of January, I will have in my possession $1 million. Alright? In return, I will give, because you have to give something to get something. So something for something. There's no reality where there's something for nothing. Remember that. There's no reality where there's something for nothing. You have to give something to get something back. So if that's your time, say by 20 years old, January 1st, or I think it was 21 years old, January 1st, I will have $1 million in my possession. In return, I will give my hard work, determination, my time, my skills, my brain. I will apply certain things. I will apply certain habits to get what I want, what I achieve, what I desire, what I deserve. And you'll find a way. And eventually, if you don't even know how right now, it will come to you shortly. But you have to be aware of it. It might come to you through someone else. Someone might be networking with you about a certain idea. And it might click with you. It might come to you through an ad, through TV, television, through a friend, through family, anyone, anything. But you have to be aware of it. And once you get that click, once it happens, you have to be determined to follow through with that plan. Because if you don't, it can fall at your success. Alright? So, guys, remember that. And I would really suggest rewatching this video. Whenever you feel like you need success, whenever you feel like you want to be successful in something, whenever you feel like you want to do a certain thing, rewatch this vid. Because this will always be here for you guys, as well as myself. Alright? So I would really suggest reading books that are positive, that will be realistic towards your success, towards your development, and towards your brain, towards your mind. Because honestly, guys, we are the greatest asset that we acquire. We are the greatest asset that we can possibly ever have in our entire life. And you continually have to make investments within yourself. Whether that's taking out time for yourself, alright, for a certain extent, certain period of days. So just work on you. No one can take that from you. So no matter how many, no matter how much money you have, no matter if you have acquired billions of dollars, you will still be your greatest asset. Because without you, you couldn't have achieved that. Alright, remember that. Alright, guys, I want you guys to have a great day. I will be making another vid tomorrow, actually later today. So stay tuned, and have a great day, guys. Thank you.